This is a short tutorial on how to use a LightOne qRed, a 96-well pipetting tracker which helps scientists load and track valuable real-time PCR reagents to the appropriate well one by one with ease and confidence. The qRed uses red LEDs, so you won't bleach out your green fluorescent dyes for real-time PCR assays. Furthermore, LEDs generate minimal heat which will not heat up your PCR reagents. The LightOne qRed includes a LightOne pipetting tracker itself, a universal stand with changeable tilt angles, a viewing frame used to hold a 96-well PCR plate while aligning with the red lights on the unit, a junction box which provides a connection between the LightOne unit, foot pedal, power supply, and enables the linking of two LightOne units, a power supply, and a foot pedal to free up your hands for pipetting and handling reagents. The setup of the LightOne qRed is simple. The universal tilt stand can be set to tilt at 10, 30, 45 degrees or lay flat on your work surface. To do this, pull out the tilt leg and place it into the correct notch. Place the LightOne Illuminator qRed on the front panel of the stand. Connect the LightOne unit to the junction box to the foot pedal and the power supply, then plug the power supply into the outlet. Let's take a look at the face of the LightOne unit. The field consists of individual LED lights, one for each well of your plate, allowing you to clearly see which well or row or column is the active one. On the top of the field, the row is labeled numerically, 1 through 12. On the left-hand side of the field, the column is labeled alphabetically, A through H. These letters and numbers are the plate index and correspond to the labeling on a standard 96-well plate. They're backlit in white where there is an active well that needs to be loaded. The Go button starts or pauses navigating while in auto mode, advances to the next well in operate mode, and when held, resets to A1. Next, you will see 4 directional arrow buttons. These establish the direction of advancement. The small LEDs next to the arrows pointing right and down indicate the selected direction you will be moving in. The Select button toggles through operating modes, either Operate, Auto, or Index. The Power button is to the right of the Select button, and it turns the unit on or off and cycles through brightness levels. If you are using a half or non-skirted PCR plate, you'll want to use the LightOne Illuminator viewing frame adapter by placing it on top of the face of the qRed to help secure these types of plates to the illuminator. Now that we have introduced you to the unit and its controls, let's walk through its available modes: manual, operate, and auto. In manual mode, the user navigates to the desired location using the arrows. You will not see a light near operate, time, auto, or index mode when you are in manual mode. The LightOne will be in manual mode when you power it on. The mode most commonly used is operate mode. In this mode, the user advances in the designated direction by pressing the foot pedal or pressing the Go button to navigate to the next well. Notice the track of dim tracking lights behind the current well. These are the wells that have already been completed. You can track single wells, complete rows or columns, or even partial rows or columns. Currently, we are going from top to bottom, but we can also go from left to right. So let's reset by holding the Go button, then pressing the right button. The blue LED next to the right arrow indicates the direction of navigation. To select an entire row, press and hold the Go button to reset. Then press the left arrow button, and all of the lights in the row you're in will light up. Then press the down button to navigate to the next row. Selecting the left arrow will take you to the last well in the row, which is column 12. To illuminate the entire field, press the left arrow once and then the up arrow once. To get to the last well, press the up arrow and then the left arrow again, and you are now at H12. Next, we will switch to auto mode, which will allow you to advance without having to press any buttons to get to your next sample. First, press and hold the Go button to reset. Press the Select button to get into auto mode. The LightOne qRed allows the user to define time for each sample. To set the time, hold Select down until the blue LED next to the word Time is lit. The number of wells that illuminate indicate in seconds what the time interval is set to. It is currently set at 1 second. Increase the time by pressing the right button or decrease the time by pressing the left button. Let's set the interval for 3 seconds. Once you have set the time interval, press Select to get out of time mode, but make sure auto mode is still on. Press Go to initiate the timer, and every 3 seconds it will advance 1 well. You can also illuminate specific portions of the field if you are working with only part of your plate. First, press the right and left arrows together and release. The lights in the row will blink. Use the right arrow to trim down the row from the right side and the left arrow to trim down the row from the left side. Press both the right and left arrows again to confirm your selection. If you want to select a partial column, press the up and down arrows together, release, and the wells in the column will blink. Use the up and down arrows to trim the column of wells to the wells you want, then press the up and down arrows together to confirm your selection. To navigate to the next portion of wells, press the Go button. The LightOne qRed has a waterproof surface and can be cleaned with a paper towel and 70% isopropyl alcohol. Thank you for watching this introduction to the LightOne Illuminator qRed. If you have any questions, contact us at info@mbtech.com.